He had a cut above and below. Heinrich comes out on Marbury. Davis watches Gray with the close. Rebound by Lindsey Johnson. 30-point game. It's been as high as 34 for the Boston Celtics tonight in this game 3. Gray. Hunter with a fake. Bitten by House. Missing the 3. Mikey Moore comes down with the rebound. That is his second.
Just talk a little bit about Marbury tonight. He has 13 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds. What he's given him off the bench. You know, Kevin, you think about this. The last time he really played in a game that really was important, go back all the way to 04 in the playoffs when he played for New York against New Jersey. They were swept in that series. You look at this, I mean, the guy, what he's thrown up through his career this season, 1 point. This is a big boost for the Boston Celtics tonight because they need this guy with that thin bench, and for him to come in and play. And he hasn't played a big game really like this in 5 years.
Scalabrine has come in for Big Baby Davis, and Ron Allen replacing another. Tony replacing Ray. Marbury. Scramble outside by Heinrich. Rebound by Gray. Marbury, by the way, is 4 of 10. Lindsey Hunter. Shot clock at 8. Here's Gray. A couple defenders, Scalabrine and Mikey Moore on him. That's a 3-second violation.
You see, Scalabrine in the game here tonight. This is important 6-something minutes for him because it's going to give him a chance in a game where there's no pressure to get a little bit of his legs. He has not played. He's been out with a concussion. They need him. You see that white headband. I asked him what that was. I said he looked like Jackie Moon from Semi-Pro with that headband on and stuff. But you can always kid with Scal.
Where do you come up with this?
But he can help him. He can give him some decent minutes.
House lasering it inside. I don't know that I've seen. Of course, I've seen the masks covering broken noses or an orbital issue around the eye or a cheekbone. I don't think I've ever seen headgear that is meant to have some protection value.
Well, he was kidding.
In the NBA.
He's talking to him at halftime. I love Scal, and he said, if this works for me and I play well, he said, stock prices could go right through the roof on this thing. So he just had a little baby girl so excited the other day. He was talking to me before the game. You got to love him. If he doesn't put a smile on your face when you're around him.
He says the baby's name is Adria Rain. And you go, why Rain? Because I'm raining dreams.
Yeah.
Maybe she will too. It's their second daughter. Boy, is he a fan favorite in Boston. Nice ball rotation. Great move to House. Away closed by Johnson. That's a 3 by Eddie House. Now, Doug, they don't need him tonight, but they are going to need him sometime in this series.
Yeah, but a game like this, all of a sudden he breaks through and hits a couple threes late. That carries over to the next game. That's why you don't want to let guys get started.
10 threes by Boston tonight. Gray into Mikey Moore. Rebound by Tony Allen. He's had some knee injuries in his career. House. And Marbury working on Kirk Heinrich. Wide open 3 right here by Scalabrine. Thomas with the close, and Scalabrine throws up his first shot and makes it count from 3-point territory.
See, all this stuff from the bench is important for confidence. I'm not even looking at the score. You heard as Kirk Heinrich, you heard LeBron James the other night talk about they start playing the score. What you like about Boston's team right now, they're not playing the score. They're playing to continue to execute so that Doc Rivers can play them in games that matter.
Screen by Scalabrine. Down Hunter. House. Moore offers a screen now on Thomas. That opens up the shot for House. Rebound by Lindsey Hunter. House is 1 of 3. Hunter played some great minutes the other night in Game 2 in Boston because the 2 guards, Heinrich and Rose, both got early foul trouble in the game. And there is a timeout. That's our score, 102-71. Tony Allen picks up a foul. Timeout.
Antonio, the Spurs have had quarters of 16, 14, and 12 in Dallas. Back to you.
EJ, thank you very much. Doug, we saw one franchise in Detroit a couple nights ago, and maybe the end of a long line of terrific seasons, and they had 6 consecutive Eastern Conference Finals appearances. As Boston works it in here, they're going to get a shot clock violation. Moore holding on to it. And there's something kind of creeping in here about San Antonio. They're getting older. They've lost Ginobili. We don't know what kind of shape he's going to be in. We know Duncan's got knee issues. they're the third seed certainly, but they're an aging team in San Antonio, and you wonder if maybe we're seeing a turning of the page there as well.
Well, that's the one thing about this game, especially when you play so many playoff games, play deep into seasons. Those playoff games are tough, and they take a toll on you as Anthony Roberson knocks down that shot. You know, Ernie threw it to us. He said, "You think we got it tough here? It's a bad game, 31." I know there's one guy who thinks it's a beautiful game. That's our man, Danny Ainge.
That's right.
In Boston, I'm sure he's smiling. Danny, I don't have your number. I know Kevin does, but we send out our best and hope you're feeling really good, buddy.
Yeah, the mild heart attack and the mild, of course, to us. It was not to him. Here's House over Lindsey Lee Hunter. I text Danny before the game saying, "You're in our thoughts and prayers." And I also put in a note there about In-N-Out burgers, which he loved. When John Thompson, Danny, and I were working, Danny Ainge could not get enough of those things. John would look at me and shake his head. Doug goes, "Danny, I'll come back and get you." But Danny says, "I'm still going to eat them." Here goes Tyrus Thomas inside. But no, in all seriousness, Danny, we wish you a very speedy recovery. We'll look forward to seeing you next Tuesday in Boston. We'll be there for that one. Doug and I will, as we go back and forth here. You know, John was eating them, and I was eating them too, those burgers. And you can see here, Doug, I'm showing you what? There's nothing going on. 2:40 to play in the fourth. Timeout, and the Boston Celtics are going to go up 2-1 in this best of 7.
Marbury off the bench, the job that he did, 13 points in 24 minutes. And then Paul Pierce, the MVP of the finals, showed up early, hit his first 5 shots, really lifted his team. He basically came in this game and was not going to let his team lose. And you see the results, a 27-point lead here. Boston coasting in the finish. And the reserves coming in, getting some nice minutes here. And some of these guys are going to be needed in the playoffs as time moves on.
Gabe Pruitt is in the game. Bill Walker, who is a rookie out of Kansas State. Here comes Anthony Roberson. He's out of Florida. And the ball was deflected, and that's why he was able to retrieve it himself. Hunter looking inside, and Linton Johnson taking this shot right there. So you're right, Doug. Some guys getting some extra time right now. And David, what do you got for us?
Well, you know, you talked earlier about Leon Poe, and that's a guy that really, his injury the other night, a torn ACL, he faces reconstructive surgery. It really had a profound impact on his teammates and on Coach Doc Rivers. He's a free agent at the end of the season, and Doc said this morning that he's going to go to management and see if there's any way they might be able to try and re-sign Leon Poe this summer, even though he probably isn't going to be able to play for several months, if not a year, after reconstructive surgery. He just said, Leon is everything that's right about our league. I lobby about our guys. You can never have enough soldiers on the bench.
Well, a terrific kid. They were telling us a story in the office, the Celtics office here inside the United Center, about after his first year with Boston. He had a handwritten letter sent to every coach thanking him for the time they spent working on his game. And I think the story by David just adds to that terrific persona that he has built within that organization. Roberson comes up with a 3 right there. Terrific kid. He was a great player at Cal for a short time. Was Leon Poe, led the Pac-10 in scoring one year.
He had injury problems there. He tore the knee, his other knee up. Here's Eddie House. Now he's come in. I talked about guys making shots.
Right. Yep.
3 of 7 now. He's hit a couple threes. He's got 8 points. And all of a sudden, guys who had not made shots, they make them. And Kevin, I've seen it before. You think it's a meaningless game, and a guy will make a couple baskets, and he'll come in and start feeling good about himself.
Gray over Moore. Johnson fetches the ball out to Hunter over Allen. It's a 3 by Hunter. All right, if you're Vinny Del Negro, how do you address your team? How do you handle the next couple days for the Chicago Bulls?
Well, you know, you've got to show tape, and I think you're going to show the first part of the game where the Bulls were out of sync offensively. Their offense got them, or their offensive ineptitude got them in trouble tonight. Roberson coming in here with the steal. Oh, look at Bill Walker just go up and take it out of the air. It's a 16th steal now for them, trying to get to that record 18. But, you know, you've got to show how you got yourself in trouble. The turnovers, trying to make plays that weren't there. You know, they hit that home run. And then how it just fed into Boston and what they did tonight to win this ball game.
And how do you handle the next couple days if you're Doc Rivers?
Well, they've got a championship group, and I don't see them getting intoxicated on their success. This is a team that expects more out of just getting out of the first round, so I expect them to rest, watch tape, continue to build on what they did. It's a shame the Bulls are getting booed here tonight, because this is a team that has played so well here at the end of the year. Let's see how they bounce back in Game 4, Kevin. We're going to have a Game 5. Will it be a possible elimination game, or will the Bulls even it up and it'll be a big Game 5 there in Boston with a chance for the team to go 3-2?
Doug underlined Paul Pierce's name a couple times tonight, and he came up big in 27 minutes. He had 24 points in 15 shots. And Paul Pierce is standing by with our David Aldridge.
Paul, obviously the first 2 games of the series, not your best. What got you going tonight?
Well, you know, just going back, looking at the tape, figuring out ways I can get open. You know, shooting the gaps. They're trapping me a lot on the block and pick and roll. So I just took my time tonight and found open spots.
Doc Rivers said before the game there's a lot of those points in that in-between game inside the three-point line, by the foul line. Did you find success there tonight?
Yeah, I wanted to just get in between because I noticed when I got all the way to the hole, they were sitting 2 or 3 guys there. So I noticed that little shot was there, and I was trying to get to the spot all night, and then it loosened me up for a couple threes.
Defensively, the team had been giving up 110, 111 points a game the first 2 games. How did you guys turn them over so many times tonight and really shut them down offensively?
Well, we felt like the most encouraging thing about the first 2 games is we haven't played our game yet. A full game full of defense. Tonight we did that. We kept our turnovers down, turned them over. And when we play defense like that, we're tough to beat.
Now you got the home court back.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. But we feel like we can win on the road again. If we keep playing the way we playing, hopefully get another win on Sunday.
Paul, thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.